if I, okay.
Did everyone hear that?
We are now officially recording. I got it, and I think everyone else did too. Wonderful. So welcome to our Synergy Community, part 1 of 3, business planning, your 2023 prophecy. And I love creating prophecies for myself and then living into them. So what we're actually going to be doing is divining our future, and then we're going to be living into it. So the next year will be just remembering, essentially, putting together our future. So we're going to design the future in our mind, and then we are going to live into it, and it's going to be super fun. I do prophecies on a regular basis, and we're going to do that as part of our business planning tonight. We're actually going to project out into the future and write our ideal outcome for 2023, what it looks like. Excellent. So as I said, this is a part 1 of 3 business planning sessions. So you'll have 2 more sessions, one with Pam and another one with Cody and Joe, where it's going to take then our prophesizing from tonight, and then putting some real life activities into it and getting it into your calendar. There's going to be a bit of overlay from like what I'm sharing with you and what they're going to share with you, and it's all good. And some of you have been through this process with me before, and I would continue doing it. I go through it and continue to evaluate my plans on a fairly regular basis, like quarterly, sometimes, even within 1 week or 90 days or 30 days, I will prophesize. Because things change, and something that might be really exciting for you in one season of life is not so exciting in the next season of life, and that's fine. And so we can shift and change. And I'm just gonna make sure everybody's microphone is muted. Oh, I can't mute microphones, but if everybody could mute their own microphone, and then Stacy, maybe if you could help with that, that would be awesome. Okay, great. So what are we going to do this evening? We are going to clarify our vision. This is our prophecy portion of it. We're going to be merging our passion with our... Somebody needs to mute themselves. Are you able to mute anybody or everybody except for me, of course? Thank you. We're going to merge our passions with our profession because, real estate can be challenging. Businesses can be challenging. Life can be challenging. And when challenges and obstacles come up, when we're passionate about what we're doing and we can see beyond the crisis in the moment, that's what pulls us through. Having a vision is really important. Having a mission, core values, goals, all of that jazz is really important to pull us through those times when things seem like it's going sideways, or when we doubt ourselves, or when fear creeps in. This is important for us to have a roadmap, to have some light to bring us through the darkness. Okay, so we are going to be merging and weaving in our passions in with our profession, because that is what is going to inspire us to bring us through those challenging times. We are going to identify your unique business plan, because, essentially all businesses come down to 3 things, and I'm going to cover that right now because I'm in flow, is that all business, regardless what it is, it could be a hot dog stand, it could be a church, it could be a real estate company. It all comes down to 3 things in my mind. First is attracting leads. So you've got to be able to attract business, and then convert those leads to clients, because you could have prospects all day long, but if they don't actually convert into clients and close with you, it doesn't matter. So you're going to be able to attract them and then convert them to clients. And then where I probably differentiate from the average agent and from, historically how agents were trained is more transactionally, and I'm more relationship based, is to serve your clients so deeply that they then go out and attract leads for your business. Okay, so we're going to start attracting leads and having a system for doing that, and system for converting those leads into clients, and then do such a great job. Like, my mission with my clients is that they'll love me even more at the end of the transaction than they do at the beginning, so that then they'll go out and find more clients for me. Oh, you have to work with my agent, Tamara. She's awesome. And in order to do this, and some of you are brand new into real estate, and so you don't have, the wins and the confidence yet, that's fine. You just have to get to a place where you're sold on you, and then you lean into your leadership team, your mentor, the folks in your organization that do have experience, and lean into their help and their assistance. So yeah, I'm newer in the business. However, I have access to the most amazing, experienced agents that are just a phone call away and will help and guide me through. So I don't believe in faking it till you make it. I believe you face it. You face it and you make it. That is what I believe in, and I'm instilling in new folks into the business. Okay, so even though all business is about attracting leads, then converting those leads to clients, and then serving those clients deeply so that then they go out and attract business for you, how we each approach it is unique and different. Just like our fingerprints are different, the irises of our eyes are different. We're all unique individuals. We all have a different pizzazz to us, basically. And so you're going to have a unique plan, even though those three things I believe are essential for any prosperous business. So let's set some intentions for this session. So what is it that you expect to get from this session that we have together? And I would like for you to write it down. So the only thing you really need for this session is a journal and a pen. And so I have my trusty little notebook next to me, and I am going to set an intention for this session as well. And an intention is, what do you desire to get out of this? Okay, I've set my intention. And so what are you willing to do to achieve it? What are you committed to? I'm putting these two questions out here and suspending them for the next hour and a half as we actually dig deep into what are you willing to do? What are you committed to? And we can revisit these later in the program. We're going to do some shares with each other and workshop this. Okay, so how do you get the most out of this? Is how you get the most out of life. So be here now. The rest of your life is going to be waiting for you in an hour and a half or so. Be all in, play all out. This investment of time is in you. We're going to be specifically working on you and your business, and you are the greatest investment that you can make. So I'm going to recommend that you put away any multitasking that you're doing, and that you 100% focus on yourself. If you're not able to do that, then just do what you got to do, and you'll get this recording. Okay, so when you when you commit to something, be all in, be all there. You're going to get the most out of it. Like I said, how you're going to do this is how you're going to do life and get the most out of it. All right. So being sold on you, being able to promote you to the rest of the world, until we have all of our walking and talking billboards who are promoting us. It is super important for us to just be ourselves, to be authentic. And so that's what we're going to drill into first, is what is unique about you. And so in your journal that you have next to you, answer these questions. What's unique about you? What do your friends and your family seek you out for? What have you done for free, just for the fun of it? What would you do for free? Okay, so you're going to free write right now, free flow write, answering these questions. Okay. You should have some good answers going for this so far. All right, and so we're going to ask a few more questions here. People are attractive and we attract people to us through our passions. When we speak about something we're passionate about, or we share our passions with people, we light up. And you've seen this in other people too. When they talk about stuff that they're passionate about, they light up, they become magnetic and energy, like their energy is really delicious. And so answer this question: after your family and your children, because of course we all love our family and our kids, and for some of us, their pets. And so you can include your pets in that. So after all of that, right, what are you most passionate about in life? And I'm going to give you a good 5 minutes to answer this, because this is really important. This is going to help direct how we're going to be marketing ourselves in the marketplace. And include in there, even if it's something like something you're passionate about that maybe you haven't even done, or you haven't done in a long time since you were a kid, include everything. Okay. Some of you probably have pages, pages of passions. Others might have a few. And let's see, you have about a minute and 40 seconds left. So in this time, if you've already, kind of exhausted your list of passions, take a look over your list and put them into categories so that you come up with maybe 2 to 3 themes, because some things might be connected together and you could condense them down into one overriding theme for maybe 6 or 7 different passions. Okay. So I'd love to, in the chat box, if you have your 2 to 3 overriding themes of passion, I'd love for you all to share what you're most passionate about in life. Go ahead and put them in the chat. After your family and children and pets, what are you most passionate about? For some reason, I'm not able to see the chat box. Here we go. Now I can see it. And then it goes away. All right. Nature, travel, cooking, learning, sharing, telling stories of triumph. Oh, I love it. Helping people, having fun, traveling, hanging with awesome people. Interior decorating, design, organization, decluttering. Awesome. You give free counseling advice to your friends and family. All right. Excellent. Travel, dance, live music, vegetarian food, building things, traveling, helping people. Oh, here we go. Eating, traveling, inspiring, crafting, helping others, learning and sharing. Wonderful. Being out in nature. I am so with you on this one. We're connected on this. Connecting with Mother Earth. Wonderful. Travel, learning new things, teaching others what you've learned. Yes. Oh, we are so in alignment. Learning new things. Yes. To solve practical problems, time with friends, and enjoying life. Wonderful. Great. And so just with you all sharing those passions like that, you can feel the energy. Wonderful. And I've gone back to my PowerPoint. You can see it. Yes, I trust. Okay, good. Wonderful. So one of the reasons why I'm asking you what your passions are, and I've been doing this for so long, let's see, in front of real estate audiences since 2006, asking people what their passions are, and then never get real estate. But we're all in the profession of real estate. That's where our income is coming from. That's why earlier I said we're going to be weaving your passion into your profession so that you can be on purpose, so that you can play for prosperity, so that real estate actually feels fun for you because it's infused with your passions. And so most of you know me pretty well, and you know that I'm passionate about new experiences, about learning and transformational growth and traveling. And I've literally woven that into my real estate attraction, both for, working with buyers and sellers, as well as for agents and bringing agents into my business. And so that's what we're looking for you is can you weave your passions into your business so that you can attract people through your passions? And when challenges come up, it's, not as bad because you are working for a greater goal and you're doing what you're passionate about. Okay. Awesome. So you're going to do some real figures. This is very important for us to be in integrity financially and to really understand, wrap our heads around like literally how much business activity we need to be involved in order to generate a certain amount of income. And let me put this into perspective for you, because I believe there's a way of writing your goals out, and they call them SMART goals. And part of the SMART is being realistic with your goals. And I don't believe in being realistic. I believe that you should set unrealistic goals. And some people are motivated by big goals. Other people are discouraged by them. What matters is whatever works for you. It's just that if you set a ceiling for yourself, then that's it. You're not going to go beyond the ceiling. And there's so many studies that are done on this that we just live up to our expectations and not beyond them. And so I recommend that you stretch yourself. And I'm also going to give you some reality perspective. So the real median personal income in the United States for 2019, which is the last time they did the census and have these tracked statistics, is $35,977 a year. That is just a real number, okay? And what's the percentage distribution of household income in the US? So up to 100,000, it's 12.3%. Where I am going to be just kind of projecting and encouraging, at least at minimum for us all to play in, is that 100 to 150,000 range. And some of you are way beyond that, and some of you are working your way up to that. 15.5% of household incomes are in that range. Okay, for individuals, it's much smaller number. Okay, then it goes up from there. And the median income for, I didn't put it on the slide, but the median income for an NAR member realtor is about $45,000 right now. And that's gross income. That is before paying our taxes. Okay, and business expenses. So that's not net income. And I'm encouraging you to net at minimum 100,000 a year. And in order to do that, then you're going to do some real numbers with Joe and Cody. Just typically on average, after years of doing business planning and doing it with other folks that track these numbers, is if you want to make over $100,000 a year, you need to commit on average 2 hours a day to lead generation. That's not following up with leads. That's generating new leads, okay? And you need about 100 solid relationships in your sphere of influence, okay? So these are folks that would actually send you business. These are your walking, talking billboards, people that are sold on you that will proactively send you business. The average person knows somebody who's thinking about buying or selling real estate every 60 days. So you should be able to get a referral from everyone who's in your sphere of influence every other month. You should be able to get 6 referrals from them a year. Now, some folks are going to give you more, some folks are going to give you less. And Your job is to continue to, first of all, to build up your sphere of influence. So you have at least 100 relationships that you can mine for business. And then you must mine those relationships for business. And so if your folks are not giving you great business, then it might be time to upgrade your relationships. I'm going to, let's see, we're going to do a visualization exercise. Let's do it in on paper first, and then we will go into the visualization. So what you're going to do is you're going to, with your notebook, you are going to write a journal entry for a year from now. And so you're going to put the date next year, 2023 prophecy. And so you're going to put that date there. And you could put prophecy if you want to under it, so you can know when you go back to this journal that, yeah, I actually was prophesizing a year ahead. And then you're going to start out that journal entry. I am so happy that. And then you're going to write an entry in your journal as if it all already happened. So you can ask yourself what needs to have happened personally, professionally, and financially to say it's been the best year ever. Okay, so that's the guidance that I'm going to give you. And go ahead and start writing your journal entry. I'm so happy that, and you're prophesizing your future. We'll give you a couple more minutes and be as detailed as possible. Where are you living? Who are you living with? What actually happened? What did you accomplish through the year? I really like to start these sessions off with what did we accomplish in the past year, because you'd all be amazed at actually how much you can do in a 1 year period. We'll focus forward with this particular session. Okay, so that's your prophecy. If you want to spend more time on that later, you certainly can, and keep writing it. And like I said, I use this as an exercise on a regular basis where I project out into the future what it is that I'd like to happen. And I describe it and get as much detail and emotion into it as possible. Like even think of like the sense, the colors, the feeling. You want to evoke as much emotion as possible. Okay. What we're going to do now is look at our prophecy and what's one thing that could happen that will be a game changer. So as you describe what had happened in the year, there's probably a couple of things that would be game changers for you, and you may or may not have resistance to them happening. And so I'm going to ask you to pick out one thing that you would like to have happened in the year ahead that maybe feels like it's a stretch for you, okay? Or it does feel like it's a stretch for you. And if this thing happened, it would help trigger other things happening and would be a game changer. So pick out that one thing, and we're going to do a visualization around it. And if you don't have something like that, then you did not dream big enough. Remember, I said to go for it, to be bold and bodacious, and don't be realistic with your dreaming. Okay. Awesome. I have one. And so if there is some resistance around it, you might not even think it's possible that it could happen. The how of it happening is not up to us. What is really up to us is that we're very clear and we decide that this is something that we choose to happen. And then the where, the when, and the how of it is up to revealing itself to us. If there's something that we desire, and if we don't have it yet, it's either because we don't believe it's possible, or it's not worthy, like we're not worthy of it, or it just hasn't happened yet, like it's in process. If you would like to have a baby, to make a baby. Well, of course, you could adopt a child tomorrow, and that would be pretty quick. But if you're physically going to have a baby naturally, there's a 9-month gestation period. Okay. And so for most things that we desire to materialize, do have a gestation period of some time where all of the factors that are involved got to get in place and lined up. Okay. So it might be that it's just not time yet, or it could be that you don't feel that you're worthy, or you don't believe it's possible. So those are pretty much the things that are keeping us from something. So I'm going to give you a tool that I use to break through some of the resistance, is to just come up with 3 ways it could happen so that we can just release the how of it. And so 3, write down underneath. So pull out your one big goal. And then underneath it, write, well, 3 ways it could possibly happen, even though we don't have control over how it could happen, but like, just guess 3 ways it could happen and write those under it. And then we're going to release it and let it go. And part of the fun of life is not knowing everything and just witnessing things show up. That's why I'm saying we're going to be remembering our future this whole year, because we've prophesized out what we'd like 2023 to look like and feel like, and what things are going to happen. And now we get to watch it all unfold and witness it and be a co-creator in it. And fortuitous events will show up and reveal themselves to us, things that we probably never even expected. Things usually happen even better than we could potentially imagine. So we're going to release the how of it and just allow it to show up. So our next exercise is going to be to visualize. And growing up, my dad would always say, visualize, prayerize, actualize. So once we visualize, then in our daily walking life, we'll be inspired to take action, and then, of course, take action. We already prayerized by writing our prophecy. So if you feel comfortable wherever you are, go ahead and close your eyes. If you don't, then just keep your eyes open and stare. Pick out something in front of you to focus on, and then just soften your focus. So you're going to pick like a point in the wall or something, or an object, and then and you'll stare into that, and then just soften your focus. I feel comfortable where I am, so I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes and keep your spine straight. You can roll your shoulders back and just relax into your body. And you can put your feet flat on the floor, or you can fold them up underneath you, however you feel most comfortable. And allow your hands to rest on your lap, palms up or palm down. Or if you have a mudra you like to use, a hand mudra, you're welcome to use that. And just breathe relaxed into our bodies. Aware of distractions without being distracted by them, just being present with our breath. Slowly breathing in and out in a natural, calm pace. Listening to my voice, and my voice becomes your voice. We're relaxing into a deep state of concentration, deeper than sleep, yet wide awake and aware. Allowing our energy to settle right into the center of our body and imagining a place right in the core center where we feel most powerful. Imagining a place where the source of our energy exists across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. This is the eternal part of us that has been with us since the beginning. And as we bring our attention to this core center, we feel it, sense it, see it expanding from the inside out. This ball of energy is getting bigger and bigger, expanding 360 degrees all the way around us. And as our breath continues to massage our body from the inside out, it also helps to expand this power 360 degrees in every direction from the center out, till our energy field is bigger than the room we're in, bigger than the building we're in, bigger than the city, the state, the country. And with each breath, it gets bigger and bigger, yet still anchored right there in the center of ourselves. We feel this energy intensifying in each and every cell and each and every organ as we continue to expand our awareness out beyond the hemisphere, beyond the planet. It can literally expand exponentially for eternity. We'll hold it right here, right in the atmosphere, where we feel the sun come through our eyes and then project out like a film projector. Our mind's eye prophecy 2023 onto the screen in front of us in this galactic size theater. We watch our lives as we go through the holidays, through the new year, through the first quarter, through the spring, through the summer, through the autumn, into winter again. And as we watched playing forward our life, we capture that one moment, that we knew for sure that our most important goal has been met. It's a sure thing. What's that moment? See it on the screen in front of you. And what's the moment right after that? How are we celebrating? Who are we sharing this accomplishment with? How are we rewarding ourselves? And what's next after this? Play it forward, play it backward, play it forward, play it backward. Those moments from accomplishing it to celebrating it to what's next. Settle on one screen. One image. It happened. How am I feeling? As we pause that image on the screen in front of us, make it even more colorful and even bigger. And there's fireworks going off all around it. This is exciting. And then pause it. Put a frame around it. And then shrink that image down into a postcard sized image and allow it to fall right into our hands. We're holding that image in our hands. Feeling accomplished, feeling pleased with ourselves. And we embrace the image right to our heart and let it dissolve right into our core center. And as it does, it dissipates into each and every cell and each and every organ, a memory. And we bring our awareness back to the theater. And we press play again on the movie screen of our life. Our Prophecy 2023. And we see that everything is happening in reverse. All the way back to this moment. It happens really fast, within seconds. We saw the highlights in reverse. We know it's going to happen. And we bring ourselves back into the chair, into the room where we are right now. Trusting that whatever we require for our desires will show up. And we will have the intuition to take advantage of opportunities and resources and events, people and places as they show up in our lives. We'll take inspired action when we receive an intuitive insight, that we will follow it where it leads and be open to what shows up, and know that we have the capacity to play for the prosperity that is waiting us. And so it is, and so it shall be. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers and toes and stretch. And you may want to journal a few of the insights that you received from that visualization process, and know that not everybody sees visions, and that's fine. Some people hear things, some people, it's just kind of blank and they've just relaxed for a little bit, or maybe even you dozed off and took a little bit of a nap. That's fine. Whatever showed up or didn't show up is fine. Usually over the next couple of days, you will receive insights if you didn't receive insights in the visualization. So I'll give you a couple minutes to make some notes. And I trust that it helped you thinking of what comes next after that, to move you through that goal is not the end game, that there's going to be something after that. There's always something more to desire. Always, always. Some of you are still writing, and if anyone had an insight that they wanted to share, or put something in the chat, I'd love to hear your feedback from the visualization. Your vision was awesome. You can't wait to watch it unfold. Yes. Excellent. I know mine too. I'm really excited to see what shows up. Beautiful. Okay, so the business of your real estate business, there is a difference between working on your business, working in your business, and working for your business. These are three different things. And so what is working in your business? This is following up with leads. This is handling prospect inquiries, preparing for appointments, going on appointments, serving your clients, following up and following through. Transaction management is working in your business. Working on your business is sharpening your skills. So systems and procedures, mastering tools, exploring resources that you have, practicing scripts and dialogues, learning the paperwork, taking classes. role playing, gaining market knowledge. That's all working on your business. And then what we're covering is working for your business. This is your business attraction, connecting deeply with people so that they then want to go and get business for you. So how are we going to meet these people? Through networking events, social media, calling, contacting, connecting, having conversations with our sphere of influence. You know, you can meet for coffee or lunch or dinner, treating people to events, hosting events yourself, delivering value and delivering items of value, being of value for people, doing business to business meetings, agent to agent meetings, classes, conventions, going to those to connect with people, and marketing, being clever and memorable with a call to action. There are passive and there are active activities that you can do for your business. So passive and proactive. So as far as the priorities go in your business, though, even though I covered it, working on your business and then working in your business, working for your business is number one every day. Your number one responsibility as a business owner is to generate leads, to do business attraction. So this is always first. And then you take care of your leads. So you attract your leads, then you take care of them, and you get better and better at your craft every day in every way. Decide when you are going to work, play, and then commit to it. So this is actually putting it into the calendar. And I talked a little bit in the visualization about celebrating your results. It's really important to celebrate the results and reward activity. I actually learned this through one of the coaching programs that I was involved in earlier on in my career, because I never took the time to reward myself or celebrate. And so we set very clear prospecting goals. And as long as I, accomplish those goals every week, I rewarded myself with what I call Free Spirit Friday. So I would take Fridays off and do whatever I wanted. And as long as I hit all of my numbers by the end of the business day on Thursday, then Friday, it took completely off as a me day. And I loved it. And that is rewarding activity. Celebrating results is, okay, well, you desired this to happen by the end of the year, have this many listings and this many buyers that closed, in those transactions. And when you hit those marks, then you can celebrate the results. So maybe an example of that would be like going, on a family trip to Bali or something. Okay. Wonderful. So we are going to write our business plan, the part one of our business plan. Some of you have already done this with me, and so you'll just be revisiting what you've done already in the past. So part one of this business plan is to identify who our ideal client is, our services that we're providing, and the experience basically that we want them to have. So how do we want them to experience us and working with us? And then we're going to identify our core values, write a vision statement and a mission statement for our business. Okay, so who's your ideal client? And we're going to do this pretty quickly. So now that we've already dropped into our hearts, we're not in our heads anymore. You should be able to do this pretty quickly. Who is your ideal client? Who do you want to work with? Maybe you've worked with somebody in the past you really loved. Just describe them, okay? What type of real estate do you want to do? And what services do you want to provide? My ideal client is, and then describe them. And if you have your ideal client, go ahead and write it in the chat box. My ideal client is someone who follows my advice, makes quick decisions, is highly motivated, and is willing to refer me to other people. Yes, and awesome people, because you know awesome people, right? So other awesome people like them. That's very clear. Love it.
Yes, awesome
Yes.
people is a must.
Yes. I updated my computer and now it's doing funny things as far as where I still don't see the chat box. Okay, let's see here. Okay, what Joe said. Okay, everybody's borrowing Joe's, plus being well qualified for 600, 800 price point. And I love first-time home buyers. Wonderful. And so I would, I'm going to empower you, encourage you to say 600 to 800,000 or more. Because if you had somebody show up with, you know, a $2 million budget, you'd probably be okay working with them, huh? And so that's where I'd say, don't limit yourself, you know, make sure you keep it wide open. And then people love to work with first-time home buyers. And what I would recommend is that you think of, well, what is it about first-time home buyers that I love? Maybe you love that they're so excited, that they're really appreciative, that they follow your advice and your guidance. They trust you, you know, and they put a lot of value in the realtor in the transaction. So I would capture those things, and so that you're clear and more about the character of the ideal client and the experience and feeling of them. The first time I wrote out my ideal client, I had a very long description, and then I condensed it down into 3 things. And before that time, I'd never worked with a pilot before. And then after that pilot started showing up, and I was like, oh, these guys are my ideal people. They literally fit my description. And I never would have thought to market specifically to pilots, but I was so clear about my ideal client that those people started showing up. And what's really important about your ideal client and to be able to attract your ideal client is to become your ideal client. And so you are going to, you yourself are becoming your ideal client so you can attract them, because we can only attract who we are. And so if you would like your ideal client to pay cash, then you start paying cash for things. Maybe you're not going to pay cash for a house. It'd be awesome if you could, and eventually you will if you follow being your ideal client. Start paying cash for things. And I pay cash. I pay in full. I love paying full clients. I pay in full for things. And so just become your ideal client. Okay, awesome. And keep it in positive conscious language too. And so my ideal client, sometimes people will say, oh, I don't want somebody who's a liar. Okay, that is negative language. Switch it to, well, what is a positive version of this? I choose to work with people who tell the truth. The clients I work with are truth tellers. They tell the truth. They're honest. They're in integrity. Okay. So definitely put it in positive conscious language and keep it open as well. We're going to now define our core values. Okay. And so what are our core values? This is what we stand for. This is how people will describe us. This is who we are at the most fundamental level. It's our essence. What are our boundaries? Our core values display what our boundaries are, what we stand for, and what we won't negotiate on. We're going to answer these questions to come up with our core values. Some of you have done this before. You're already very clear on what your core values are. Others haven't done it yet. And so I'm going to give you some examples. You can do bullet points if you want, or you can do phrases. Here's an example of Pinnacle Financial Partners. Their purpose is to be the best financial service firm and the best place to work in Tennessee. And their core values are bullet points: integrity, fairness, learning, partnership, results, balance, discipline. Infusionsoft, they've actually repackaged and rebranded themselves. However, they still have the same purpose, and that is to help small businesses thrive with sales and marketing software built just for them. And their values are in sentences. So we empower entrepreneurs, we listen, we care, we serve, we do what we say we'll do. We practice open, real communication. We face challenges with optimism. We check our egos at the door. We innovate and constantly improve. We do the right thing. We believe in people and their dreams. So let's go ahead and define your core values by you answering these questions. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to answer these questions. And I'm going to put my timer on so we stay on schedule here. What do you stand for? How would people describe your culture? What are you at the most fundamental level of your existence? What are your boundaries? What will you not negotiate on? All right, and I'd love to hear in the chat some of your core values. Please share. Honesty and communication. compassion and guidance. Awesome. Transparent educator, awesome teacher, team play, bulldog, and nurture. Oh, I love that. I love it. I could see both of those in the same container. Awesome. Loyalty, honesty, integrity. Wonderful. Loyal, honest. Oh, that's why I'm listener. You literally had them in the same order. That's awesome. Okay, great. So we have defined our values, and again, with your core values, definitely keep them in the positive conscious language. Now we're going to go on to our mission statement. So what is our mission statement? This is a short statement that expresses our business's purpose. It inspires and drives our goals. It is very clear and concise and specific. It focuses on what we do for our clients and customers, and it keeps us focused on our objectives. We can discover our mission by answering these questions and then bringing it all together in a statement. So what do we do? How do we do it? Who do we do it for? And what value are we bringing? So here's some examples of mission statements. So Nike, to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. Starbucks, to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. And then Amazon is to be the most customer-centric company in the world, where people can find and discover anything they want. So these are some really good mission statements, because clearly Nike, Starbucks, Amazon are totally living these mission statements in all that they do. Here's some real estate specific mission statements. So NAR, the core purpose of the National Association of Realtors, is to help its members become more profitable and successful. Zillow Group is to build the vibrant, most trusted home-related marketplace in the world. And Zillow, which is within Zillow Group, the leading real estate and rental marketplace dedicated to empowering consumers with data, inspiration, and knowledge around the place they call home, and connecting them with the best local professional who can help. So that is their mission. And we can create our own that is very specific. So again, it is a sentence, a short statement that expresses, it'd be 1 to 2 sentences, a short statement that expresses our business's purpose, inspires and drives our goal, clear, concise, specific, focusing on what we do for our clients, and it keeps us focused on our objectives. So let's go ahead and answer these questions. I'll give you a couple minutes to do this. What do you do? Who do you do it for? How do you do it? And what value are you bringing? Okay, if somebody has a mission statement they'd like to share, I'd love to hear some of them, and I'm happy to give feedback and guidance as well, because these are really important. At the end of this session, you're going to have your ideal client, your mission statement, your vision statement, and your strategies for attracting your ideal client online and offline. And if you want to unmute yourself and read it out loud, you're welcome to too, instead of typing it in.
I'm ready.
Yes, please share.
To educate and inspire buyers by offering classes and one-on-one sessions addressing their concerns so that more people realize their dreams of home ownership and helping them build generational wealth and leaving a legacy through real estate.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, and I would condense it, could just condense it a little bit more. We can refine it just a
I
little
knew you
bit more.
would.
Yes. And and the word concern, because some people might not have concerns, but they have questions, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And so if they have questions, so yeah, educating and enlightening them. Because otherwise you're just going to get people with concerns all day long. And you know how
Copy.
fun that
Yes.
is.
Yes,
Unless you really want to deal with
I
concerning
don't.
people.
You know that
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, words matter.
Yes.
And so, yeah, so I would use a different descriptive word. So maybe they're inquisitive. Yeah.
Inquisitive.
Awesome.
Okay.
Excellent. So educate, enlighten. I actually do have that in mind. And my focus for this session is actually on attracting positive and productive experienced agents. And so I'm doing my whole design of my business plan, my prophecy around that specifically for this coming year. And still it's on educating and enlightening, because that's who I am. And that's part of my passion is, teaching. Excellent. I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Perfect. And then revisit some of these, very clear and catchy ones, so that I can keep condensing it down. And imagine that you're paying $1 million. You're investing $1 million in each word that you're going to use in your mission statement, so that every single word is valuable. There's no redundancy, and it's really clear when you read the mission statement what you're about. Awesome. Love it. Excellent. Okay, and so let's move forward with our vision statement. So this is also a condensed statement. So a one-sentence statement clearly describing the long-term results of our mission. So if we keep doing our mission, what does that ultimately look like? And answering these questions will help us get to our vision. So when we accomplish our mission, how will the world be different? Who am I making a difference with or for? What is the long-term outcome of my commitment to my mission? And how will people be positively impacted? Here are some good examples of vision statements. So Make-A-Wish Foundation, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, as well as Habitat for Humanity and Special Olympics. So Make-A-Wish is that people everywhere will share the power of a wish. Habitat for Humanity, a world where everyone has a decent place to live. Special Olympics, to transform communities by inspiring people throughout the world to open their minds, accept and include people with intellectual disabilities, and thereby anyone who is perceived as different. These are very clear visions of going forward with your mission. How will the world be different? How will people be impacted? So invest the time right now to answer these questions, and I'll put the timer on again so you can get clear on answering these. And then from your answers, create a condensed 1-sentence statement. Wonderful. Wow, 5 minutes goes by really fast. I'm just getting kind of into the depth of the vision of where my mission is bringing me with this venture. And I'm curious if anyone was able to come up with a vision statement for theirs.
Is it just me again?
It can be, and I also someone just popped up in the go ahead, and then I'll get to the one that was in the chat. Yes, please share.
Turning renters to homeowners to investors.
Okay, great. And so the ultimate vision is essentially that people have become investors.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so I go a little more with that. So your mission is to turn renters to homeowners to investors, and the vision is that final outcome. You see what I mean?
Yep.
So once you've accomplished your mission, that's the vision. Okay. And to make home ownership possible for anyone who is brave enough to take the first step and follow advice. Yeah, and that's a little more along the lines of a mission. And so the vision is the ultimate, what happens after you've done your mission. And so bringing you back to, and I'm sure some of you have, I know, for example, I had a cousin who's long since passed away, but her final wish through Make-A-Wish Foundation was her family to come to, and I actually happen to be right here in Orlando, and to bring the whole family here to Orlando to Disney World. And so young girl, she passed away, unfortunately, from cystic fibrosis. So we knew from, the time that she was born that she was going to be dying, and she died very young. But what a great opportunity and clearly exemplifies the vision that people everywhere will share the power of a wish. That is the mission fulfilled, is the vision. Okay. The mission is how they're getting to that vision. And so if we looked at Make-A-Wish's mission, it is going to be more answering these questions of, what do we do? How do we do it? Who do we do it for? And what's the value that they're bringing? And then the outcome is, okay, once they've done that over years, that they have then created a world where everyone shares the power of a wish. Okay. Awesome. And so I could share a little bit of mine. I haven't totally refined my mission statement, but basically it's to attract and enroll experienced, positive, and productive realtors by providing them with the best education and events that are on the leading edge of industry trends. So that's my mission. Okay. That's the how and the nuts and the bolts, and rolling up my sleeves, getting my hands in the dirt, in the clay, and actually doing the day-to-day. And then my outcome has to do, if I keep doing this, then I ultimately am creating a space, and for me, it's global, right? So a world where people are connected heart to heart in communities, that they love their homes, where they're anchoring their souls. And so it's putting the soul back into real estate, and that they value the realtors that got them there, and that those realtors have built a legacy around conscious real estate, practicing real estate consciously. And so that's my vision, is this world where real estate is done consciously, and it connects people heart to heart across borders, and that they totally get that their home is where they anchor their soul. and revitalizing neighborhoods, like where neighbors are actually neighborly, like they know their neighbors, they care about their neighbors, bringing that sentiment back into the world. And so that is not a clear, concise sentence yet. However, I have the vision of it, and now I'll just keep massaging it, and I'm going to encourage the rest of you to keep massaging what you're working on until you can get it to a very clear one sentence statement, clearly describing the long-term results of your mission. Okay. Awesome. And let me see, creating financial growth through real estate. Awesome. And yep, no worries. It's awesome. Some of you have to hop off, and I know we're going a little bit longer than the hour and a half. So we will keep it moving here. So where is our ideal client? So we're going to revisit our ideal client, who our ideal client is, and where is that ideal client? Where are they online and where are they offline, so that we can create connections with them. And so I am thinking very specifically, where are positive and productive real estate agents, experienced positive and productive real estate agents online, and where are they offline? So I've already definitely mastered attracting new agents online and offline. And so now this year going forward, I'm going to focus, I'm still going to continue because I already have, a very good system going for attracting new agents. And now I'm going to be focusing and creating a system that attracts experienced agents. And so where are your ideal clients online and offline? Go ahead and answer that. And you might not know, you might need a little insight on this, so we can workshop this a bit. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Awesome. So does anybody does anybody know right off the top of their head, like where they're going to find their ideal client online and offline? And is there anybody who needs some help with that?
I need help.
Sure. Okay, great. So your ideal client is, I remember your description. And so where online do you think that they would be? Oh, and let me do share this. So let's go back to your passions, right? And so everybody shared what their passions are. And online, you're going to connect with your ideal client through your passions as well as offline. And so one of my passions is learning and growth and teaching. And so, online, I put basically that I would go through into private groups online, maybe LinkedIn. I haven't really done much with LinkedIn. I've done quite a bit with Facebook, but exploring maybe LinkedIn is where they are online. I'm going to open myself up to more places and mastermind with some folks that I know who are my ideal client and find out where they are online and what they're doing online. It might be some other platform that I'm not familiar with yet. And then offline at coaching events like Buffini events, NAR mid-year national, as well as CE classes, that would be offline. So where do you think your folks would be online? Do you think they would be Instagram, Pinterest?
when it comes to online, I don't know. I maybe YouTube.
Yes, maybe
Maybe.
YouTube. Yes.
Because it's
Maybe-
I mean, people are
Ah,
usually searching out something to be
Thank you
educated
for
on in their sleepless times.
yes. Awesome. I'm so glad you said YouTube because that is in fact where my people will be.
Well, because
Mm.
our passions are similar.
Yes. So YouTube for sure. I
Mhm.
would definitely create a YouTube channel if you haven't yet and start doing series of educational like videos that are short, answering like the most popular questions that home buyers will have. So that like the top 5 things you want to know before you buy a house, something like that. And I would explore what other people are already doing on YouTube. Don't necessarily copy them, be authentic and do you. However, it might give you some really good ideas on topics to cover. Okay, great. So that's online. Definitely, I think YouTube is a good one. And once you have your online strategy, just work that one until it hits. Okay, and still till you start producing. You might have to keep tweaking things, but definitely work on it every day and keep learning and refining and maybe even taking classes on that particular attraction strategy so that you can speed up your learning curve with it and get better and better at it to generate leads. Absolutely. Love it. And then offline, where do you think they'll be?
Offline, they're going to be in other people's classes. 'Cause
Okay.
if they're interested in education, they're going to be in those places. And like
Yep.
just different interests, like the scuba shops will have classes
Mm-hmm.
and just different those just my other little things at the park,
Yeah.
everywhere, everywhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And specifically people that are interested in building generational wealth.
Mhm.
So maybe they're like financial planning classes or, that kind of thing, like investment groups. People
Mhm.
that, will get together doing investment groups and stuff like that. So I would enroll in
Yeah.
those classes. Um, the the community colleges might have some classes that your ideal client would be interested in enrolling in, and then you could take them too. And you could teach one. How to build wealth through real estate. Awesome. And you could even put a series together where you have guest instructors who help teach.
And for that, I most definitely will need your guidance.
Yes, and I'm happy to help with that. I think that's brilliant, coming up with a good series on becoming a real estate investor through like you said, starting with home ownership, to go from renter to owner to investor. Love it. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So connecting with our ideal client online, we're going to connect with them through our passions. So whatever you're passionate about, it could be cooking, it could be golf, it could be riding Harleys, it could be anything, whatever it is, there is a way to regularly connect with people online and offline through your specific passions. If you don't have passion infused in it, you're not going to do it. You're not going to show up in your business every day because it's going to be a drag. And then you're going to end up doing something else. I loved it. I'm actually going to post this. I'll put it in our WhatsApp. So for those of you who are in the Synergy community, I'll put it in the WhatsApp. If you're not with us at Synergy, just let me know and I'll send it to you, or I can actually send it out to everybody who was enrolled in this particular program. If you're listening to it on replay, then you're going to have to just reach out to me directly. And so this great podcast today, this gentleman's a matchmaker, and he's been doing it for a long time. He is amazing at it. He was he was doing these videos actually online. So this cookie, this is for you. He was doing these videos on YouTube, and he was dedicated for the long haul. He's playing the long game, and these really good videos, and they'd get like 11 views, 12 views, not that many views. But you know who happened to be one of the viewers was Oprah. And Oprah was consistently watching his videos because one of somebody who was on her team, an assistant or something, had gone through his program and got matched up and was really digged what he did. And she was having a conversation with Oprah and mentioned him to Oprah. And then Oprah started watching his videos and then partnered with him on a whole series of matchmaking. And now he's, really taken off, and it's been a long time now. And what he shared is before that, he was an investment banker, and he went to college to get a master's in business, and he just was not excited about any of those things. And when he really drilled down to what really excited him, it was about matchmaking, bringing people together. And I mean, he did everything that was necessary to make this business happen. He and his wife, like his wife was working while he was working on his passion. They expended all of their savings for it and everything, and eventually it hit. And so when you're really passionate about what you're doing, you're willing to not eat basically for it. You're willing to, live with your in-laws, or, downsize. You're willing to do whatever it takes when you're passionate about what you're doing. And there is a way to infuse your passion in real estate. If you haven't figured it out yet, if the light hasn't gone off and you're not ignited and excited about your real estate business, then you haven't discovered your passion yet. And you haven't figured out a way to merge your passion into your profession. And you need more time to invest into that. And then it's going to click and you're going to go, aha, that's it. One of my agents, he loves barbecue and he loves jazz. And I'm like, okay, you've got to be the go-to jazz person in Las Vegas and be the conduit for anything jazz. And so that people, when they think jazz, they think you. And of course, they know that you're a realtor, and then they will think real estate, think you, and have that all blended together. And that's the way you connect with people, is through your passion. Okay. Awesome. So now you're going to be projecting your prophecy into your calendar. So you're going to need an online strategy and an offline strategy. And so literally committing to events that you're going to do offline that involve your passion, and then your online. So for me, it is YouTube. And thank you for reminding me. I'm like, it is YouTube. Why waste? Well, not that I would waste time with LinkedIn, but truly it is YouTube, which is where I really need to focus, because that's where positive and productive realtors go to when they want information about, improving their craft and so forth. And if I am a go-to person, educator on YouTube, then I will attract those folks, right? So then it comes to committing time into your online strategy, not going down a rabbit hole and, just randomly posting, having a strategy, being very specific that you're posting on your passions on your social media, and that you're using a social media platform where your ideal client is going to be. Whether it's TikTok or LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, it doesn't matter, as long as your ideal client is there and that you're regularly connecting with them through that platform. Okay. And the same thing with your offline strategy. Get it into your calendar. Okay. I literally have over 300 hours already plugged in for my strategy, for my new agent strategy. And now I'm going to have to plug in that many hours for my experienced agent attraction strategy. Awesome. And I do recommend that you have measurables, and this is where your business planning with Cody and Joe is going to come in handy, because they're going to talk about very specific activities, actions that you need to be taking on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to move the needle forward. And so when you have with your weekly activities, you've done this, this, and this, and you have your checklist and you've done them all, then reward yourself. Maybe you go to a movie, you take off for an afternoon and go to a movie because you've accomplished all your proactive business attraction activities for the week. And then the target results that you're going to, maybe it's closing 25 transactions this year. Well, have something that's going to be a delicious celebration for having achieved that. So celebrate your results, reward your activities. And visualize, just keep visualizing what's beyond that, so you don't get stuck like in the fear of like the next step. Like, go beyond that, like we did with our visualization practice, imagining, okay, yeah, 3 different ways this could happen. Okay, putting that aside, suspending and being, wowed and mesmerized by how it really shows up. It's probably going to show up even better than you could have imagined it. And you can visualize what's next after that, because it will pull you forward and through what it is that you think is going to be a barrier or think is going to be a challenge. And I appreciate all of you. So that was exactly 2 hours. So we were shooting for an hour, well, an hour and a half for this one, 2 hours for each of the next 2. But there was a lot to accomplish in this, and this will set you up now for our next a part 2 with Pam. It's going to be amazing. And then we'll do part 3 with Cody and Joe. And then to bring us into the new year, we're going to do something fun, and put it all together in a vision board. And so you'll have an actual vision board that you can look at on a regular basis. We'll do a digital and or in person, cut and paste vision board session where we can all, network together and bond together and have fun and share our vision so we can empower each other. That's what we're here to do, is to really in our synergy community, is to champion people and co-empower all of our members of the community, so you don't feel like you're just a lone soldier out there, you're on an island by yourself. You actually have some experienced agents here to champion you and encourage you. And if we know what you're working towards and we know what you're passionate about, then it's really helpful for us to help each other, right? And so we are vested in your success. Your business is our business, and your success is our success, and vice versa. So we all win by each of us winning. Is there anything that you wished I covered that I didn't cover? Or any remaining questions? You know where to find me. Okay, well, I believe that completes us, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and what we appreciate. So I imagine you'll be appreciating in value.